Well, hello everyone. Ogre27 Kane here today, and we're gonna do a review of
Super Mario Odyssey
for Nintendo Switch. Let's do a real quick overview and find out what this game is all about. Well, although I want to say this is Nintendo's latest installment in the Mario series, being true, it is now 6 years old. Yeah, that old. This game came out back in 2017 on the Nintendo Switch's first year life cycle. This game was absolutely amazing then and absolutely amazing now. If you want to see how well the Switch can actually perform, this is the game to test for everything. It has a solid 60 FPS and a very high solid resolution as well. This is one of the games that Nintendo impressed me with the most, and I'm still really yet to see them top this game yet. Now you'll have to believe me when I say all this, because my video can only record at 720p and certainly does not do this game justice in its full resolution. Nor does it give it the proper frame rate. So, I think we should start out with the first category, the gameplay. Well, the gameplay in this follows all the tried and true traditions of all Mario 3D games. You'll find a lot of the same things that you'll find in Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, and Mario 3D World in this. There are some really cool upgrades and animations and some different things that they did with this game, as well as gave the world an absolute beautiful uplift, makeover, and everything else. Mushroom Kingdom has never looked so darn good. On top of that, there's a couple different playstyles that you'll engage with. There's a 2D Mario, there's a 3D Mario aspect, there's a top-down, there's a level point A to point B kind of area, there's a big open world area. The game really does take its liberty with everything that's made every single Mario game great before this. I dare say, and I'll go as far as to say this, but this is my favorite Mario game and the best Mario game out there. I'm really happy that this game was made the way it was, and to be honest, I'm not upset that we haven't gotten another good Mario since. Yes, we got 3D World made up with Bowser's Fury, but that doesn't really count as a new Mario game. One of the coolest parts about this gameplay, though, is the fact that once you collect so many moons and you unlock most areas and go and beat Bowser's tradition, this game gives you so much more. There is literally another whole game after you finish it. So take your time, explore, and enjoy. Let's hit the story now. Well, the story in this isn't really honestly that intriguing, but since the Mario movies come out, the story on this has taken on a whole new meaning. It starts out with, yep, you guessed it, Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach to try to marry her. You go through the whole saga of rescuing her and blah blah blah. The story is very short and sweet in this though. All you do is jump from area to area to find enough moons to get to Bowser's area to rescue Princess Peach and defeat him. The funny part though is how many things were tied in the movie from this game. If you go watch that movie and come back and play this game, it will blow your mind and you'll have a blast. It's like a giant nostalgia fest. Although one aspect that wasn't in the movie is this giant T-Rex, and although he's a blast to play in the game, it would have been cool to see him play a part in the movie. Anyways, the story, as I said, isn't one of the biggest parts of this game. It really does do its job and it's very simplistic. The cool thing though is that the game is not necessarily built around the story, it's built around the exploration, and once again the story is simply just a catalyst to get from point A to point B. The end area, Bowser's Castle, does have a lot of story elements to it, and it does lead you into some pretty cool and funny things. So next up, let's hit the graphics and animations. And this, honestly folks, is where this game totally shines. So as previously stated, this game came out all the way back in 2017. But don't let that fool you. This game, in my opinion, is the most beautiful game on the Switch. This game utilizes every trick, every bit, every ounce of power out of that system. And as I previously stated as well, the frame rate and the resolution are top notch in this game. This game should be used as a litmus to base all other graphical prowess of any other game brought to the Switch. Yeah, there's some impressive stuff out there with, say, The Witcher or Skyrim or Zelda, But none of those games really show off true technical power like this game does. On top of that, this game is compressed all the way down to the tiniest file size. Blows my mind to really think of what they were able to accomplish with this game and what we're still getting 6 years later in games that are incompetent. Now, I don't really want to call out any other games in that category because that's not really a great idea and we all have our own opinions. That being said though, this game is definitely something that you can base everything else off of, and it gives you a good idea of what is truly able to be accomplished when you actually put your mind to it and you use good optimization. There's really not much more I can say about this game other than you have to see it to believe it. And once you understand what I'm talking about, then it kind of makes you look at everything else with jaded eyes. So let's do controls and audio now. The controls are kind of spotty, I want to say. I don't mean that in a bad way. It certainly controls really well. But one thing that has kind of bothered me about this game and some other Mario games is the way that when you're expected to do really precise movements, sometimes Mario himself will get too close to an edge or he'll fall loose, or it's really hard to judge what pixel he can actually stand and stop on. On top of that, you have a little bit of momentum-based movement with that you have to judge with everything that you're doing. You kind of have to overshoot and undershoot on certain things because you can't really stop on a dime. These are very, very minor gripes, and they're only there because the game requires such absolute precision on some platforming later on in the game. With that out of the way though, let's hit the audio, and the audio on this game is one of a kind. It's very much top-notch. Probably my favorite soundtrack on any Mario game. They made some specific and unique tracks that go through just about every genre of music, and at the end of this video I'll show you some of that music, one of my favorite tracks actually. But until then, all I can really explain to you is that this game is a very much tried and true Mario game with all the sound effects intact, including some new ones and some better ones. So let's move on and do conclusion now. Well, in conclusion, this game is 6 years old and it still impresses me. This game is my favorite Mario game and one of my favorite Nintendo Switch games. I'm still finding new stuff to explore and there's always something cool around every corner. The other really cool thing about this game is this game actually has brought my family closer. My wife and both of my daughters have all completed this game. This is one of the few games I can honestly say my family has completed as a unit, and that kind of makes me really proud. This game will hold a special place in my heart because of this, and I really hope that the next Mario game can top this, because if it can, wow. Now I know that this game is still full priced. It runs a good $60 and you might find it used or on sale for $50 or $55. I'm gonna go ahead and recommend it at that full price because you will get a lot of time and a lot of hours out of this game. It has a lot of really cool and fantastic aspects to it and a lot of fun for a lot of families. If you need a good Mario game, you can't go wrong with this one, and it is truly one that will stay in your collection on the Nintendo Switch. This will stay in mind for a long time. I really enjoyed this game. Well, thank you for watching today's video. It was a blast to make. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And have a great rest of your day. This is Ogre27Kane signing out.